What's my nipple?
You're Dylan Harper.
I am.
I'm Jamie Reillis.
I know, I'm not asking you out.
I mean, sure, we'd have fun. About what happens after the big kiss.
They do. It's called porn. Keep looking. Shit. Hello?
You swear you don't want anything more from me other than sex?
Give me your pants. I'm coming, baby.
Bullshit Hollywood cliche of true love. No relationship, no emotions.
Oh, he's landing early. I'm scrambling.
He's great. You've been working out?
Nope, just been eating a lot. But all you wanted was to get in my pants.
It's women's fault.
What?
You heard me?
Movie opens with Dylan Harper, a young art director and blogger, carefully choosing a photo for a news post on his personal blog. Dylan is ambitious but a bit scatterbrained. He becomes so focused on his work that he completely forgets about a date with his girlfriend. In a rush, he scrambles to fix the situation, even borrowing a pair of pants from a coworker before heading out. At the same time, across the city, we meet Jamie. She's on the phone with her boyfriend Quincy, reminding him that they're late for her favorite movie. Meanwhile, Dylan finally meets up with his girlfriend Kayla, but things don't go as planned. Kayla is furious at him for being late, and missing the opening song of the movie becomes the breaking point for her. She takes it as a sign of his carelessness and ends their relationship right there. Similarly, on Jamie's side, Quincy admits that maybe their relationship isn't working and suggests that they should put things on pause. Both Dylan and Jamie find themselves suddenly single. They lean on their friends for advice. Dylan confides that he wants to bury himself in work and casually spend time with women, avoiding any serious attachments. Jamie, on the other hand, decides she needs to take a step back from relationships and focus on herself. Interestingly, both of them look up to George Clooney as the perfect example of staying independent and enjoying life without commitment. Not long after, Dylan boards a flight to New York for a job opportunity. On the plane, a flight attendant takes notice of him, but Dylan's awkward and silly sense of humor ruins the moment. Meanwhile, Jamie is heading to the airport as well. She works as a headhunter, or as she prefers to say, a recruiter, and she's on her way to meet an important candidate flying in from Los Angeles. Jamie realizes she needs a quick way to identify the person she's meeting. She borrows a blank A4 sheet of paper from a stranger and hurriedly writes the name on it. But just then, a gust of wind blows the paper away, carrying it toward the luggage carousel. Jamie, full of energy and determination, chases after it, turning the simple task into an adventurous scene. At the same time, Dylan, who has just landed, notices a piece of paper with his name on it spinning around the luggage belt. He picks it up curiously, and in that very moment, Jamie walks up to him in her heels. Their paths cross, and the two finally meet. Dylan, amused by the situation, compliments Jamie on their quirky introduction. Jamie reveals that she has actually been trying to recruit Dylan for 6 months. She believes he would be perfect for the position of art director at GQ magazine. Taking his luggage with a mix of confidence and charm, before his interview, they decide to grab coffee and take a short walk through the city. During their walk, Dylan jokes about the lifestyle differences between Los Angeles and New York, while Jamie playfully escorts him to the GQ office. Dylan bursts into laughter at her reaction, and this sets the tone for their lighthearted dynamic. Dylan's interview at GQ drags on much longer than expected. When he finally emerges, he is surprised to see Jamie waiting patiently for him outside the building. He gets the job offer, though he doesn't seem thrilled. Jamie encourages him, telling him that taking risks is what makes life in New York so exciting. To celebrate, she insists on taking him out. As they walk together, Dylan hesitates at a busy crosswalk. Jamie, without waiting, grabs his hand and pulls him across the street against the red light. "This is how real New Yorkers do it," she declares confidently. Dylan, amused, follows her lead. They stop at an outdoor bar, where Jamie shares stories from her work in HR. While they're chatting, Sean, an old acquaintance of Jamie's, walks past their table. Dylan tries to be polite, but Sean behaves awkwardly, leaving Dylan puzzled. Shrugging it off, Jamie continues her impromptu New York tour. That night, she takes Dylan deeper into the city's vibrant atmosphere. They try street food from vendors, laugh while dodging the police for fun, and eventually climb up onto a rooftop for a breathtaking bird's-eye view of the city skyline. Lying under the stars, Jamie asks Dylan about his father, and for the first time, we see him open up about his family. To cap off the night, Jamie brings Dylan to the dazzling lights of Times Square. There, they stumble into a choreographed flash mob and join the dancers. Overwhelmed by the energy of the city and Jamie's infectious spirit, Dylan finally agrees to take the GQ job and start a new life in New York. When Dylan arrives at the GQ office for his first day, he makes a statement, literally. Instead of closing himself off, he takes the door off his office hinges to show that he's approachable. His co-workers find it odd but amusing. Tommy, the friendly sports editor, introduces himself and suggests hanging out sometime. Later that day, Jamie visits Dylan to check in. Dylan enthusiastically shows her his creative idea for viral advertising using choreographed formations, inspired by their Times Square moment. Jamie is impressed, but also reminds him that for her to earn her recruiter's fee, he needs to stick with the position for at least a couple of years. When Dylan casually asks about lunch, Jamie mischievously pretends he's asking her out on a date. Flustered, Dylan denies it, and Jamie bursts out laughing. Amused, she offers to buy him lunch instead. During their meal, Dylan gets a call from his ex-girlfriend. Afterward, he explains to Jamie why the relationship ended. Jamie listens carefully and relates his story to her own breakup with Quincy. She points out how similar their situations are. They both want companionship, but they're wary of complicated relationships. That night, Jamie invites Dylan to a small party at her place. She introduces him to her circle of friends, and the two of them quickly become the life of the gathering, laughing and enjoying each other's company. Not long after, Jamie sees Dylan's idea for viral advertising playing on a large screen at the airport. Proud and excited, she snaps selfies with it to show her friends. As the days go by, Dylan and Jamie spend more and more time together. Their banter grows wittier, their friendship stronger. One evening, they watch a melodrama at home. Dylan mocks the cliched dialogue, but to his surprise, Jamie knows every line by heart. After the film ends, Jamie suddenly turns serious. She admits that she needs to sleep with someone to feel better, almost as if it's part of a wellness routine. This sparks a playful but honest conversation. They laugh about how people overcomplicate intimacy, worrying about attachments and consequences. But Dylan, clearly intrigued, suggests they actually try it, with each other. They discuss the rules, like they're negotiating a business deal, swearing their intentions on an electronic Bible. After some playful build-up, they finally give in, after Dylan and Jamie agree on their unusual friends with benefits deal. They dive in with curiosity. Their first attempt is filled with awkwardness and nervous laughter, but instead of making things uncomfortable, it becomes lighthearted and fun. They stick to their rules, no strings, no drama, just friends who happen to help each other out. From then on, their lives fall into a comfortable rhythm. Dylan throws himself into his demanding new role at GQ magazine, working on cover shoots and campaigns. Jamie, who recruited him, checks in often, making sure he's settling into New York life. The two become inseparable, watching sports, taking long walks, and cracking jokes that only they understand. Their playful tennis matches become part of that rhythm too, but underneath the fun, their bond is slowly deepening. Their friendship begins to blend with their personal lives. One day, Jamie's mom, Lorna, unexpectedly shows up at her apartment. Dylan happens to be there, and though Jamie tries to brush it off, Lorna can already tell there's something between them. Across town, Dylan's colleague Tommy gives him advice about dating and warns him about the dangers of mixing friendship with intimacy. Dylan laughs it off, but deep down, he knows Tommy has a point. That summer, the pair join a 4th of July celebration together. Fireworks explode over the city skyline, painting the night in brilliant colors. Standing side by side, Dylan and Jamie share the moment as if they were a real couple. But Jamie insists on putting a stop to their arrangement. She wants to start dating seriously again. Dylan agrees, though both of them can feel how hard it is to let go of what they've built together. Jamie then meets Parker, a charming and seemingly genuine man. She takes things slow, trying out her 5-date rule. To avoid rushing. Dylan, meanwhile, distracts himself with casual flings, but it's obvious he's unsettled by Jamie's new romance. When the big night finally arrives, Parker disappoints her, revealing he only wanted something casual. Crushed, Jamie ends things and runs back to Dylan, who comforts her with laughter, warmth, and reassurance. Seeing how much Jamie needs a change of scenery, Dylan invites her to visit his family in Los Angeles. There, Jamie quickly bonds with his sister Annie, his energetic nephew Sam, and Dylan's father, who struggles with Alzheimer's. She fits in so naturally that Dylan's family instantly sees what Dylan himself won't admit, that Jamie is more than a friend to him. One evening, Dylan and Jamie grow closer than ever. What once was playful and casual transforms into something more tender and real. The next morning, Annie pulls Dylan aside and gently points out that he's clearly in love. Over breakfast by the beach, everyone can see how well the two fit together, but neither of them is ready to say it out loud. Back in New York, cracks begin to form. Jamie overhears Dylan confessing to Annie that he's afraid of commitment, leaving her hurt. At the same time, Dylan hides a potential new job opportunity, afraid it will upset Jamie. These misunderstandings snowball into a fight, and for the first time, they go their separate ways. Dylan, alone and reflective, is hit with a reality check when he spends time with his father. During a meal at the airport, his dad wanders off in confusion, drawing unwanted attention. To protect him, Dylan boldly takes off his own pants to ease the embarrassment, turning the moment into one of solidarity. That evening, his father speaks from the heart about the love he once lost, urging Dylan not to make the same mistake. Those words spark something in Dylan. He knows he can't lose Jamie. Determined to win her back, Dylan plans something grand. With the help of Tommy, he stages a surprise at Grand Central Station. When Jamie arrives with her mom, the crowd suddenly bursts into a choreographed flash mob, echoing a magical moment she and Dylan once shared in Times Square. The music builds, the crowd dances, and in the middle of it all, Dylan steps forward. In front of everyone, he pours out his feelings, admitting he was scared, admitting he was wrong, and confessing that what they have is real. Jamie, overwhelmed, realizes that Dylan has finally let his guard down. She accepts his confession, and they kiss passionately, sealing what had been building between them from the very start. The film closes on a light-hearted note. Dylan and Jamie officially go on their first real date, laughing about her quirky fear of horses. They sit together in a cafe, smiling at the idea of truly getting to know one another. What began as a casual deal has turned into something genuine, a partnership built on trust, laughter, and love.